Hi, my name is Jennifer Cuesta, and I am the Rural Pro Bono Program Attorney at Colorado Legal Services. Colorado Legal Services is a statewide legal nonprofit, and we have offices all across the state. And our goal is to provide free legal services in civil issues to low-income community members across Colorado. Since we are statewide, that includes serving both metropolitan and rural communities, which is a little bit about why I'm talking to you today. So, one of Colorado, like many states in the country, is facing an issue of shrinking attorney populations in our rural and frontier communities. Um, More specifically, in Colorado, we have 64 counties, and of those 64 counties, 43 of them, which qualify as rural or frontier, have very few attorneys to serve people. And that's not just low-income clients that we're trying to serve, even clients that can afford an attorney, they just don't exist there. And so Colorado Legal Services, and actually, just to give a little more context to that even, so in Colorado, we have 20 counties that have 5 or less registered attorneys for the whole county and over 100 low-income clients per one attorney. And then we have an additional 23 counties that have either or of those characteristics. And we even actually have 3 counties in Colorado that have no registered attorneys and an additional 8 that have only 1. So, and that's most likely the county judge. So really Colorado has 11 counties that don't have any registered attorneys, whether you can pay for it or not. And so Colorado, like many states dealing with this issue, came up with an idea to create clinics that would increase pro bono resources to rural communities by using and recruiting metropolitan-based attorneys, so our Denver attorneys, to serve our rural communities remotely, and then using technology to bridge that geographic gap. We were fortunate, we got 2 different grants that helped us to do this work. And the first process was really figuring out what communities to serve and how to serve them. And I ended up visiting 5 different of our rural and frontier communities across the state. And in each of those visits, spoke to local legal community members about what the assets of the community were as stands. You know, who are the great partners that are already doing wonderful work in your community? And I have to say that at each community I visited, more than one person, if not everyone, stated that their libraries were a reliable and trusted community resource, and especially for technology, one of the greatest resources for our rural and frontier communities. And so once we did all these visits, we came up with our 5 distinct models to serve our 5 distinct communities. And 3 of those models, one of which has actually been a replication, we partner with our libraries. What we found in working with our libraries, as well as talking to local community members, is that libraries, first of all, they provide reliable technology, including Wi-Fi. Many of our clinics utilize video conferencing to connect our clients more closely to the attorneys they're working with in Denver by giving them that video. And you need reliable Wi-Fi for that, and everyone said the most reliable, available, accessible Wi-Fi is with our libraries. Another thing is many libraries have, if they have more than one room, they can customarily close a room off and provide a private place where our community or our clients could talk to the attorney privately and confidentially, which is always a goal, actually a requirement for us in serving our clients, is making sure they're comfortable and have confidentiality. Another thing, and this is just one of the great things about partnering with libraries, is they are a trusted face to the community. And we got to, by partnering with them, build off the goodwill that the library had already developed in that community and in serving that community. And so by partnering with them and having them be the local face of the clinic, we got to walk into some built up trust. And then lastly, and this is great when working with libraries, is we have a shared goal to help educate and provide resources to our community. And that made our proposal to partner with them in these clinics and provide legal resources, something that they really bid onto and loved. And so in the end, with our different clinic models, we've ended up partnering with libraries primarily in two ways. The first is with space. And this is kind of an easier way if you're interested in partnering and beginning to develop resources with a legal organization, is if you have a space that's available for free and can be reserved on a monthly basis, that can be a very valuable tool for a local organization trying to develop a clinic. And that's what we do with 3 of our different clinic models. And the second way, which is, it asks a little more of the libraries, but still reasonable, but a way to get further involved is to set aside a staff member who can help manage the clinic, so that when clients come in, that staff member may hand them the application, and then they may scan that application to me in Denver so I can review it and make sure our clients are eligible. And then they can they'll get the laptop set up. And really what that allows us to do is to ensure that the clients aren't having to navigate the technology, that they get to sit down, thanks to that library staff, they get to sit down at a laptop and immediately start communicating with the attorney. They don't have to click on anything, they don't have to do anything. And we found that makes the technology a lot more smooth for everyone involved. And so those are kind of the 2 ways we've partnered with our libraries, either through the donation of space or through the donation of space and staff support. So like I've said, we work with a number of different libraries at this point, 4 different libraries with 3 of our different clinic models. Many of them, actually all of them, have been continuing partners from the very beginning. And these clinics simply would not be possible without their support, both in space and time, but also just community support and allowing us to build off the amazing trust they've already built in the community by being such a great resource already.